This is my scene for this morning. This is where I'm heading down while I'm wearing the Champions of Europe You'll Never Sing That badge here on my chest. You might not be able to hear me properly because my voice is completely gone, as you could probably imagine. But I am still on a buzz, and I am. See, I have to get some Spurs in there somewhere. There ain't nobody keeping that away from me. You all had your say. You had enough of your say about my club. Now let me have my turn. Let me have my turn. That's right. Let me get my turn. Make sure hair on fleek and shit. Yeah, that's how we get everything all sorted. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me have my say. Bear Man have been saying a lot of stuff. How this is the most technically inept manager we've ever had. How this guy, I mean, it's a bit crazy considering the love people had for him last season. To go from that sort of thing to then suddenly go to a man who cannot manage a pub team. I think I've heard that said many times, and not just in the group, elsewhere. Most technically inept manager because he's never done it in Europe. That's apparently the thing that they say about him, right? Never done it in Europe. It's all fine and well winning titles in Japan, in Australia, in all these places. But because he's never done it in Europe, suddenly that invalidates everything that he's done. You get me? Then they bring up his time in Celtic when he was managing Europe. Had some unlucky defeats, notably against Postecoglou. I think people mentioned that when we played them in the semi-final. So, oh, came done against them. Didn't this time, did he? And then, just to invalidate things further, is the worst team that ever played in the European final because we're currently, 17th in the league. Doesn't matter the injuries we've had. And other people say, since the players have come back, because they think that as soon as a player comes back, that they'll automatically be back to how they were before the injury, because players are just robots, aren't they? You know, no one gives a shit. Players are just like, that's what they do. No one cares, that they have to, players have to rehabilitate. No one gives a shit about that. No, they don't care. No, it's literally a case of, he's tactically inept. He can't, the players, he's lost the dressing room, he's lost all of them. Didn't look like it last night, did it, Didn't look like it at all. No, come on, let me hit the beach. Hit the beach right now. It's a lovely day. It's a lovely day here in Bilbao. In the lovely bay of Biscay, obviously Basque of Biscay. Looks glorious, doesn't it? Nice little chill to the air, nice little breeze, I should say. And it's gorgeous. This was the scene of our victory last night. And boy, it feels good. It certainly did feel good. Lifting that trophy after all the stuff that we've heard. After everything. Feel that sand beneath my feet. I'm gonna get as close to the fucking sea as I can. It's beautiful, man. It's a lovely day. It's a good day. It was raining hard this morning. I did not sleep at all last night. I think I managed to get some a few hours in around about 6 a.m. I just could not concentrate. And it's a glorious day. It feels so good. It's Thursday right now. The parade will be tomorrow around about, I think, 3 p.m. I'll still be travelling back, and I don't mind that fact, because I don't mind it too much, because I'll still be basking in this beautiful Biscayan sunshine. And I'm sure the likes of Postecoglou, he let them have it yesterday in the press conferences. That people were just waiting for us to fail, just so I could say, I suppose I heard a lot of the Man United fans. I watched all the stuff on TNT and shit like that. How they were just so fucking cocky and confident. In the stadium, they were so damn quiet. They were so fucking quiet, man. So fucking quiet. They think they'd already had it won. And yet they forgot who they were. They forgot that they were Manchester United. Not Fergie's fledglings or any kind of that bollocks. No, they are Manchester United. People seem to forget, before Fergie came along, and after Matt Busby, there was a period of time when they were shit. Fergie changed that, got them that to where they were, and now they're back to being shit again. Yeah, the man won a few trophies here and there, because they had the likes of Mourinho who knows how to get things over the line. I wouldn't know, because we sacked fucking Mourinho before a fucking cup final, but that's by the by. There's not a time for dredging up old fucking errors that this club likes to do. No, this is a time for celebration and for taking names and taking receipts. You get me? Collecting names, taking receipts. And it's glorious when that happens, man. Sure, no doubt, still be plenty, a few famous ones have said that, even if he wins the cup, thank you very much, we'll still want you out. Nothing I can say about that. You all have your thoughts, you carry on with that. What I will say is, and I still say it, the man is on a rebuild. The man had a humongous, horrendous injury crisis. I met a few decent Spurs fans in outside the pub, just outside the fan zone area, and the guy kind of put my thoughts succinctly in a way that I couldn't. And this is what he said to another guy who was pretty much trying to lay out the line that, well, since the players have come back, we haven't really hit form. And the other, and when the injury issues happened last season and the players came back, we kind of still didn't hit form. And this is what he said. Yes, the players have been out for a long time. When you have nearly 12 players out injured and you have to rely on the kids, that's going to take its toll. And when those players come back and the backup players then get injured, and that's what happened with the young bucks that we had playing. Also being overplayed, Mikey Moore being one of them. That's why I don't think he got that many minutes once a few of the players did come back. And we saw the likes of Gray rested. We saw Bergvall rested, although he started coming back into it a bit more. And then he gets injured. Injuries upon injuries. When the backups start getting injured, when the returnees are trying to find their feet, of course form was going to still be impacted. It's not going to be like a ready-made fix where the players suddenly come back and then suddenly everything's good again. That's never going to happen. But that's beside the point, and then nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. And that's cool. You all got your little thing to do. But when he said that, that's when I had a newfound respect for a lot of Spurs fans out there, because I knew that I was not the only one that was seeing it. But when you're in a minority like that, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do. It's the majority that carries it, and if the majority feels the way that they do, then there isn't much we can actually do about that. We just have to ride the waves, hound them out, and get somebody else new in, who's going to probably go in a completely different direction. So we wasted 2 years trying to implement a way of getting us to win from a manager who knows how to win because he's done it in other places, and go a completely different way that might actually make or break the club, but more than likely will break it, because we've seen with the likes of when Mourinho was gotten rid of and Conte came in, and he had a completely different style to Mourinho. Completely different style, and that completely fucked things up. But that's beside the point, isn't it? That's way beside the point. I don't always win, but I usually win things in my second year. The man carried it off. You could probably say that when chance of the title had gone and high league finish had gone, he kind of buoyed off the league. I could probably agree with that too, to an extent. But I don't think I want to have done it in that kind of way. We still want to try and keep and maintain and push out a bit of form. So I can see that, yeah, that could probably be the case. A lot of games where we're kind of like, we're just kind of coasting, especially in the last few games, just kind of coasting, not really doing much. Before we got a goal behind and there's no real urgency to try and get back into it. I can probably see that. I can probably agree with that. But we so turned it on in Europe. And don't forget, 2 semi-finals this season for a team that's been struggling apparently. And we didn't play our best in the second leg of the League Cup semi-final. That's a given. But we were brilliant in the first leg, weren't we? We just couldn't carry it on. And anyway, Newcastle did us a favour, even though I don't really want to celebrate their win because obviously they're a bought side. I don't really dig, and I don't really mess with the teams that are bought, especially by shady regimes. As you know, I've never ever congratulated Manchester City for any of their trophies, any of them that they have had since their regime bought, QSI bought them. And I stay hands down with that. I'll never congratulate Newcastle for what they've done. And in the group, looks like a few people do agree with me, and that's cool. But yeah, listen, Liverpool didn't win 2 trophies. They just won the one that was the league. In that age to go, really beautiful scenery, isn't it? I just kind of like conscious there, just kind of like walking around. That's a lovely Sugarloaf-looking mountain in the background there. But yeah, it is gorgeous. I'll so miss this place when it's time to go and I head out tomorrow morning. But this place will be forever in my memory, forever in my heart, because this is where we came and we broke our 41-year duck. And we ended that trophy drought of 17 years. This will always be in my heart, Bilbao. And I would love to come back here like in a week or for like a week or a weekend, just to chill, just to be near the place where we made history last night. So buzzing, man, so buzzing. Personally, I do hope that Postecoglou does stay. I mean, I watched a lot of TNT last night, and they was really pushing the narrative, especially Gareth Bale. I mean, I thought Gareth Bale was in the stadium. It was that close. Where we were in the stadium, it was perfect. It had all the dignitaries and everyone coming out. Yeah, we saw Gareth Bale, we saw Glenn Hoddle, we saw Gary Mabbutt, we saw them, man. Emmanuel Adebayor was there. You believe that? People who like to deride him, call him a gooner and whatnot, he's there watching a Spurs final, blood. I don't actually know if he's actually been to any like Arsenal finals, if you can call it the Arsenal final. Yeah, they've been to a couple, haven't they? Arsenal. 1, 2, 3 European finals since winning the Cup Winners' Cup, 94. Am I right there? I think. If so, then yeah, let me know. Yeah, and I don't remember him being in there later in the last one. I think then again he live on bad terms. I'm not quite sure left on the best of terms for Spurs, considering the shit that the shitty teetering on racist chanting. Your mum watches elephants, your dad watches elephants, your mum's all what's that all about? Where's that come from? But yeah. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. And just saw so many people, man. I wish I was close enough to get autographs and shit. That probably would have taken away from the night. It was all about Spurs, really, for me. And it really was. And this city, this beautiful city, helped facilitate that. It's gorgeous, blood. You know what I mean? It's just I'm just lost for words, man. I just don't know how else to describe it. But we're champions in Europe. Champions of Europe. And listen, there wasn't actually any kind of pushback from the usual kind of, grunts that support the other clubs when they heard the chant. Because usually they'll come and say, 1 minute, 1 minute, they can't really be champions up here because you haven't won the Champions League. Like they have won the Champions League themselves, but I'm sure the likes of Chelsea, I'm sure the likes of the Liverpool fans as well, who like to get involved in this crap, Man United too, even though, how cocky were they? But their support was shit last night, it really was. Didn't really hear much. And I was saying that to my mate that I was there with last night. You know, you wouldn't think that United were in the final earlier, and she just said they just feel that they were just going to turn up and win. And I guess that was the attitude. They didn't really reckon on the. I mean, I haven't seen the stats, but I imagine just based on the balls, we must have had like around about 30% of the ball. They must have had like 70% of it. But the idea was, considering that one particular United fan said that it's the Spurs, we're bottle jobs, is what we do, and they could not break us down. You know what I mean? I mean, the defending for our goal was kind of comical to say the least, and yet they like to label us as the bottle jobs. Imagine how that must sound to any rational thinking person. This is beautiful, but yeah, and that's kind of how it turned out. 1-0, they couldn't break us down, although they came mightily close, of course, didn't they? Vicario, man, he pulled out some brilliant saves, but then United's two best chances came from his errors. Why he has to come flying out, I mean, there's no chance of getting anyone near the ball, and the defenders are there sorting it out, I have no idea. But when Højlund's header was cleared off line acrobatically by Van der Ven, that was the moment right there, I just kind of knew. But Vicario there, man. But there's no time to dig anyone out though. No time to dig anyone out because we won a European trophy. When you think about the players that we've had over the years, when you think about the managers that we've had, Mourinho, Conte, them, man, when you think about that, and we could not get a European trophy out of them, we get a guy who's derided because he hadn't done it in Europe before, and he rocks up in the second season and claims a European trophy, and there's a chance now to win another one because we are qualified for the European Super Cup. Can you dig that, man? Can you? Because I don't think you all heard me. We won a Europa League, and we have a chance to win a second European trophy in 3 months' time when we take part in the European Super Cup against either Paris Saint-Germain or Inter Milan. Game's going to be played in Udine. I've already booked my place up. I booked it long ago, as you probably would imagine. So, yeah. I am buzzing. Buzzing, mate. It doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they do, ain't gonna take the smile off me. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Let me know if you agree. And from this beautiful coastline here on the Bay of Biscay, here in northern Spain, in Bilbao, I just want to say one more. Champions of Europe, we know who we are.